So, for everyone just joining us, my name's Priscilla with Substream Records and Invoke Records, and we have Lauren Rocket with us today. And she just dropped her latest single, "Beam Me Up," and an amazing music video for it. And if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and go listen to it. It's just incredible. So I'm really excited to have Lauren here with us today, and we're gonna just chat about who she is as an artist, find out a little bit more about her, talk about her music and stuff she has coming up. And so yeah, how are you doing today, Lauren?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk to you.
Good, welcome. So you're a newer artist, and you have had some amazing stuff come out so far, and I'm really excited to talk to you about Beam Me Up. But first, let's kind of talk about who you are as an artist and who you are as a person, what makes you you, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, let's start with a Los Angeles native. I think that says a lot. I grew up here. I live here still. I love it. It's very much a part of me. And I have actually been playing music since I could talk. So it's just kind of like I've always known it's what I want to do, and it means a lot to me. And I used to just sit at home and sing and hum, and I guess it just kind of turned into what it is. But I love, the process of writing and making music and having fun with it and not taking it too seriously, really.
Yeah.
Just, doing that. And what other specific questions do you have about me?
Yeah, so your persona, I know who is Lauren Rocket, the artist? Do you have a very interesting where your music is going right now, and so I want people to really hear about that.
Okay, so I about 7 years ago had a very interesting experience that really changed my life and had a very profound effect on me, which was coming in contact with an unidentified flying object. Whatever it was, I don't know. I'm not saying it was like little green men and aliens walking around, but it was definitely a form of consciousness. And it wasn't a ship, it was like these little orbs.
Wow.
And it was very real.
Yeah.
It was a connection. I felt it. I was underneath it. I saw it. And it just kind of opened my eyes to a whole other world that was out there. Whereas before I, constantly questioned our existence, why we're here, what we're doing here, why, people talked about the, possibility of aliens and these things, but everyone sort of was like, well, that's ridiculous, which I always thought was weird because I'm like, why is that ridiculous? How could we be the only ones here? Yeah. So when I saw this, it changed my world. I realized there was so much more than what we see and what we know in so many ways, and not just in the sky, but on the earth. And I think it had a very profound effect on how I write. And I started kind of getting way more spiritual and, just more sort of open-minded to how we are. I could go really deep with this, and I don't want to get too deep with it, but basically it has inspired me to write this EP, which is coming out in August. And the EP is somewhat conceptual about how I feel about myself, which is really that I don't really feel like I belong here.
Okay.
and that's okay. I think a lot of people feel like they don't belong here. And I think that's part of what I want to, convey, is that we all have this human condition that we don't understand what we're here for, and that's okay. And it is totally normal. And just kind of exploring the metaphysical realm of of consciousness and humanity, and I find it really fascinating. Wow. So yeah,
That's really cool. That's really cool. So going off of that, when was it, about 7 years ago then, or how and when did you decide to kind of take the jump and pursue your solo career as an artist and putting out your own music?
Well, no, I mean, I had been playing in bands. So at that point, I was in a band called Night Terrors of 1927, and I was singing and playing keyboards in that band, which was great. And I had had a band before that too, where I was the lead singer, and I hadn't, you know, really been singing for a while as like a front person. And I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, that I started on my solo career path. And I just had like kind of been trying to figure out what I want to do. And one day I wrote the song Diamond Nights, and it kind of changed my trajectory to go in this direction. And that was that. The rest was history.
That's really awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Diamond Nights was incredible too. I loved the music video for that also.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. Me too. It was so fun.
So if you haven't seen that one yet either, go watch it. We'll link everything down below as well in the article and everything too. So, okay. So tell me, what is your writing process like? Like, where do you draw your inspiration? Is there like a specific like routine or like ritual you do to like get into the mindset of writing? How does the writing process for an EP go for you, or for this one specifically?
Well, for this project, I've been really enjoying collaboration with people. And I think that I was just having this conversation, but like if you know, I get stuck in my own sort of patterns and my own melodies, and I've regurgitated them for years and years. And so having someone step in and like have their brain and like how they write. So this whole record has been collaborative, or I've written with like some of my closest friends and allies and like people I really trust. And what came out of it was stuff that I'm really excited about, because like I don't think on my own I could have really just done this. I think that it was like the creative collaborative thing that really like makes it special. So yeah, so with this, that's what I did with this EP, was co-writes the entire time, and like couldn't have asked for a better experience, really.
Yeah. Well, I think that's awesome that you have like those close friends that you can surround yourself with, that know you and know how you are and as a person. And like I feel like they could also help bring out another whole nother side of you that maybe you didn't know was either there, or like just because they love you and you can trust them, like it just makes that
100%. Yeah. And there are people who I've written with, like some of them for years, so like we already have a dynamic. And yeah, I think you can get really easily trapped in your own brain and not know where to go, and like see a bunch of dead ends, and then it just takes one person to walk in and say like, let's try this way, and then it's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have even thought about that on my own.
It opens up a whole nother path to the song, roadway for the song.
Yeah. So that's been really fun, and I've never really been this collaborative in my whole life. So
wow,
it's great.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's an incredible. The whole EP is just absolutely incredible, and I can't wait for everyone to hear it whenever it's finally out. So yeah. I mean, it's out of this world.
Oh, thanks. That's a good one. Thank you. It is.
Absolutely. Okay, so tell us about your single that just came out today, Beam Me Up. What is the premise of that, and then like the music video? Like, it's just absolutely amazing. So I just can't wait to hear.
Well, in a nutshell, I wrote that song with my friend Lance Dobson, who plays in a band called Nerve Herder, and he's an amazing writer and producer. And we, it's really about trying to get back home and being here and not really understanding, but knowing I want to be somewhere else, and where's that, and how do I get there? And it's very like intergalactic themed. And like, you know, experiences with otherworldly beings type of vibe. So the video is a visual representation of the song, where it's basically a story about a girl who falls to Earth and doesn't really remember how she got there, and she's just trying to like figure out how she fits in this world, and by watching other people on Earth. So, you know, there are some weird parts where you might not understand watching it, but if you know the backstory, you know, it makes more sense. But like, for example, I see a guy scratching scratchers, and I think that's what people do here. So then I make a dress out of scratchers, and I think that's like what I should. So I'm trying to fit in however I can. Right. There's other weird things that happen. Obviously, you've seen it, and
the head of cabbage or lettuce. That part was so good.
It's so my favorite part too. So that was the other thing. Like, I saw someone buying a head of lettuce, and then I think that's how I eat it. So yeah.
And your face, just your facial expression, like as you're just like chewing on, gnawing on it, you're just looking around like, this is just, what's up? This is normal.
This is what we do here.
It's just great. I loved it.
Yeah, and it was really funny actually filming it, because we filmed it in Yuma, Arizona, which is a very small town, really, in its own way. I really was like a true alien there, because I looked so weird walking around. I was wearing like this nude unitard, which is great, but like when you're in Yuma, you're like, everyone's staring at you because you look naked, which I did, and I wasn't. And like people, I was so fearful that people were going to be like thinking I was naked. And
calling the police.
My director, who I worked with, Kansas, was like, don't worry about it. Like, no one's going to think that. And we were shooting inside of this bar, and like from across the room, this lady yells, and she's like, are you naked? This is exactly why. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen. And then I just, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not naked. And so it was that kind of thing, where I did actually like feel very much like an alien there anyway. So it worked out,
That's perfect.
I'm not naked, by the way.
No, I can vouch that you're not. I mean, it just, how great was that though, to like just to truly like get you into the mood? I mean, method acting, so. Yeah,
it was method acting. It was my first like real acting experience. It was good. It worked out. It was perfect. I think it had to be that way,
Yeah. Well, it turned out incredible, and your director did incredible. I mean, visually it was beautiful, and I mean, just so engaging, and I was just like, okay, what's about to happen next?
That's so good. I'm so happy that you feel like that, because I mean, she's a genius, Kansas Bowling. She's so good. She filmed. We did it all on film. She shot it all herself. She filmed it. Then she edited the whole thing, and she killed it. I'm very happy with it.
That's absolutely incredible. I love her style, and she just, I feel like, communicated. You guys completely captured the essence of the song in that video. Like,
awesome.
It was just
That's great.
Amazing. So I loved it.
Cool.
I'm sure everyone else will love it too.
I hope so.
So you have your EP coming up in August. Yeah, this coming month, which is crazy already. August. What the heck?
Where did the year go? I don't know.
So do you have a favorite track off your EP?
Well, Beam Me Up is probably up there with, I have a very strong affinity for Gold Star, which is on there as well. I love it. I love that song so much, and I hope people listen to it, because I think it's really special. I love all my songs. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I didn't love them, I wouldn't be putting them out. I'm very, very much attached to each and every one. But Gold Star and Beam Me Up are at the top.
Will we be getting a music video for Gold Star?
I hope so. Actually, Kansas and I have an idea to do a type of like spaghetti western.
Yeah.
With the same concept. So I would love to do that for Gold Star.
Okay. Obviously, 2020 has been crazy with everything, and like Corona, and literally stopping everything with the music industry. If we ever get back to a new normal, whatever that's going to be like, what do you plan to like tour and like shows and like?
I would love to. So ideally, yeah, I wish I could be touring this year. I love playing live shows are like where I really come alive for sure. And I love it. But until then, you know, I think like I'm planning on doing it's kind of like a graphic novel / zine where it's the story of Lauren Rocket, but then it's also kind of artistic and has the lyrics and everything you can find in one little zine, and it's going to be special. So I'm working on that, and you know, up until then, just trying to like put out music and hope that people really like are paying attention to things outside of, you know, the news, because I think it's really, really dark in there, and I think that it's good to know what's happening, but don't get too involved with it, and like go find other things that make you happy. Otherwise you're just gonna like lose your mind right now. So I do hope that people are not just like hiding inside and being scared.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I really hope when you do start touring, please come out to the Midwest so that I can also see you live, because that would be...
Well, duh. I think that the first place I'm going to come is Findlay, Ohio.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, so where... You said you're born and raised in LA, is that right? Mm-hmm. Earlier you said that? Okay, gotcha. But
yeah.
Yeah, Findlay, Ohio, definitely you need to... We don't really have a music scene here, but like Toledo or like Columbus are great.
Yeah, I've played in Columbus. I've played in Cleveland. I love Cleveland. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm going to come to the Midwest. Only the Midwest, though. Nowhere else.
Yeah. I mean, we're the best in the U.S., obviously, so.
Cheese curd.
Yes, those are so good.
Custard. Lots of custard.
Yes.
Okay. See, that's how I think about areas of the world, is like what food is there.
I am with you on that. Like, I am a huge foodie. I love trying all kinds of new stuff. I pretty much like everything, and I'm open to try everything. So,
yep, that's the way to live. That is the way to live.
It is. Like, Italy, I think about all the pasta to eat and, like, trying all the good wines and just, like, eating my way around the country.
Your way around the world, you know, like, enjoy your life.
So, food is happiness to me, so.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I have one more question for you. What is something that people might not know about you?
Oh my God. Well, okay. So, one thing people might not know about me is that I was a very avid competitive horseback rider when I was growing up.
Wow.
And that's what I thought I was going to do for my whole life. Like, you know, when I was 15, I was like, this is it. I'm going to go to the Olympics. But I mean, I love animals more than anything, and I'm a very big animal advocate. And so now riding horses to me has a kind of, the romance of it has kind of changed, because I do think it's a little bit weird. But is that something people don't know about me? Yes.
That I had no idea. That's incredible. Well, awesome.
I don't know what else there is. What else is there?
Any hidden talents other than horseback riding?
Yeah. Well, I'm a pretty badass chef. I'm not gonna lie.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I really like making, like, I mean, the food I make is very simple and fresh, but I like making a jambalaya, like a vegan jambalaya. It's like my favorite thing.
I love jambalaya.
Yeah, and some cornbread.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna like have to go eat a second lunch, because that just sounds so good. To find jambalaya somewhere.
I love it. I love jambalaya. It's like my favorite food. So.
I have been dying to go down to New Orleans just to try jambalaya and the beignets. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yep. Beignet.
But yes, those two things, like, I know New Orleans is beautiful, but those specific things, I'm like, I gotta go there just for that, and then I'll be happy. So.
Yeah, you should. I went there and so I'm gonna preface this saying I'm vegan. I don't eat animals anymore. But when I was a little less woke, I would say in my earlier years, I did try alligator, and it made me want to vomit. So don't do that. It's like a slimy, like sea slug.
Oh, that does not sound appetizing.
Yeah, don't eat it. I'm just telling everyone.
Will not. Yeah. Ugh.
Don't eat alligator.
Well, that's interesting. If whenever we finally get to meet up, we might have to just make some jambalaya or something.
Okay, I'm down anytime. I'll cook for you. I'll cook for you, Priscilla.
You know the way to my heart. You should start your own cooking show also on top of everything.
I've always wanted to. Maybe one day I will.
You should. You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all these things, because everyone has unlimited time to do unlimited things. But yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's really cool. Thank you so much for coming on here and for hanging out with us and just letting also me get to know you better too. And makes me really excited to finally meet you in person someday.
I know. Me too. It's crazy.
But yeah, if you all have not heard or seen, this is Lauren. We're with Lauren Rocket again, and her single "Beam Me Up" just came out with a really amazing music video that you have to go watch right now. So yeah, thank you again so much for hanging out.
Thank you so much for asking me questions.
Yes. All right. Well, we will talk to you soon. I hope you have a good rest of your day.